Hello and welcome to the second Futsal Focus. We're going to go live now to Div 1 to find out what happened this weekend.
Hello Nathan. So starting off, the first game of the day was what many had billed as a possibly early title decider between the Gents and Joseph Futsal. Started off a bit of a low-key affair, but ended up with the Gents running out 4-3 winners, having gone 4-0 up, and Joseph Futsal coming back to nearly pinch the point. Which there was a bit of controversy about, a bit of a controversial goal that was disallowed by myself actually, because I was repping that day. But yeah, so that one finished 4-3 to the Gents, so we started there unbeaten start to the Prem. The next game that we had on?
The 18 versus Martin Troll, and once again, the Troll. I wasn't actually playing, so I can't really comment on too much about it, but it seems that
it was quite a heated affair.
Potential slow burners this year, maybe. They did look all at sea. There didn't seem to be too much shape on the Troll side.
Missing the
to be completely honest, there's a lack of communication. But I mean, they showed potential.
In fairness, the 18 were very good on the day and fully deserved to run out 4-2 winners.
Yeah, well, Orlando has been.
San Charlie as well. I'm a big fan of Tan. I remember from Div 2 last year. He's very hard to mark. Very hard to mark. He's like a steam train when he comes through you.
All elbows and rolling the ball under his foot.
Surprisingly good feet for a big guy.
Got a good touch from a big man.
Bit of a shame, wasn't it? A bit disappointing.
Moving on to the next game now. It's Incredibles against Santos. Obviously, Mr. Barnshaw's team here. Ended up 5-2 victory for the Incredibles. Very impressed with the Incredibles' defensive shape. They drew Santos onto them very effectively and hit them on the break, as has been their start. Some good goals I can remember from Tom Stanton, 2 good goals. Anything to add on to that one, Bernard?
Well, I mean, Santos are a very tricky team, and there's no doubt they're going to just improve as the season goes on. Particularly players, Mo, he's very skillful, he's hard to mark, but I mean, we played 2 potential banana skins in them and Fallison, we've got through them pretty comfortably, so holding well for the season, playing like Chelsea.
Question marks about simulation during the game?
I think we answered those questions, myself and Carl, with the way we acted to some of the dives. But as I say, it happens. We're quite a physical team. Perhaps they're not as physical. So.
Very diplomatic.
So, a good win for Costa del Stanton.
You've got to stop basically.
Moving on to the next game. It was a very tight affair between Barcelona C and Crystal Palace. Finished 2-2 in the end. Quite a physical encounter, as you can expect from Crystal Palace. All in all, draw, probably a fair result. Not really much else to add about that one. And finally, the final game of the day was Beechwood versus Central Park Towers. Where I think it's fairly clear that Beechwood had a year's more futsal experience under the belt, and in the end ran up fairly comfortable winners, 6-1. With Central Park Towers, they showed flashes of good play, but I think Beechwood's extra experience showed through in the end. And that concludes the Premiership results.
Okay, thank you very much. And now we're going to move around in our brand new studio, situated in a secret location, onto Tech from Division 2.
Division 2 was marvelled with quite a few teams in town this week, but we started really well with Muttley Massive being shot my picture. It was a very good game. Muttley Massive getting 5 goals and Smackers only getting 2, but Tom D from Muttley Massive got 4, so great result there. Robert Unicorn attack, and they actually Wimbledon had to be automatic loss for Robert Unicorn attack because they didn't turn up in time. Automatic 5-0 loss for them, unfortunate, but that had to be done. Ida Robbins and Ting, that match had to be rescheduled due to the fact that there's a mix-up with the teams turning up, so that will be played the next day. Then the next game was Impulse United against New South Bramble. It was a very close game. A nice goal from James Glover from New South, and then the team lost 2-1.
I think it was one of our more defensive-minded players, Jack Irvin Smith, who was quite ready to admit that 3 fairly good chances went back in, and it came back to cost us in the end. But no, it's a good match. We dominated the first half of it. The second half was a lot more even, and they took the chance as well. So
the next game was a far more dominated game. Slick commanded 9 goals to Indom 0. 4 goals from Lewis there. So great game. And the final game was Cunningston to get to 2 Rocket. That game was also really close. It was 1-0 for Common time until Cunningston to get the final goal at the end. That's it from Division 2.
Okay. Now we're going to go live to Barney and Mike for the Div 3 roundup.
Good afternoon, guys. We got up and running with Gary Glitters coming up against Simon Says, title favourites versus first appearance for the season. Just like last week, Simon Says won a goal behind. A very good finish by James Chung. It just turned out that Simon Says were, as usual, just too strong. John Barrow, who yourself didn't know about. You know, I'm very fond of. Something else, Josh Swanson was just everywhere. It's not a moment in that game, I did absolutely run the show. Huh? It's a very strong side. A lot of people say it's a Premiership side, and they're certainly doing well. I mean, they could have had a lot more, but I think they were trying very hard to get someone to score.
For the opposition, quick note, I thought James Chung actually had a very good game.
He did.
From the back, his positioning was first rate.
He did.
Managed to break up a lot of their attacks. And
had it not been for Josh Swanson's unbelievable display, then he probably would have got awarded man of the match. But that was 5-1 to Simon Says in the end, and quite comfortable at the top of the table now. The next game was Ream Team versus multiple Scoregasms. Scoregasms certainly looked stronger this week than last week, I thought.
Inside the post, not on the post.
Exactly, they did their work a few times. But Ream Team were, let's be honest, they were too strong. I mean, they actually clicked this week. Craig Allen at the back, was very, very strong. He's very assured centre half. And Charlie Buss, who eventually scored, he did work about 7 times, including with his knee. But Scoregasms are improving. They're getting better. They play some good futsal. It's just they've played 2 strong teams in that league, and I think they've got them out of the way. So who knows where it could take them.
Team are a very useful side.
They are very useful. They're a good outfit, and they're strong at the back. So it's difficult to get through. Our third game was the Regent House Seniors versus One Direction, controversially filled in Aidan Best. It ended up probably the best game of the day.
the one after it, maybe.
Barring the one after. It was a 6-6 draw. It was 6-2 up to One Direction. Was it 6-2 to One Direction? It was. After Aidan Best helped himself to a hat-trick, Troy Taylor, James Greener and Ed Joseph with an own goal. But that was a very, very good comeback, a very strong comeback. Luke Fode, notable with his hat-trick, and Rob Runciman with another couple. But yeah, it was a really exciting game to watch.
I think, in fairness, Regent, as far as possession and balance of play, throughout the game did tend to have more of it. But good counter-attacking stuff from One Direction was keeping them pegged back, and their finishing was first rate.
The Regents are very strong on the ball, and they have inroads to the rings. They have
They play some nice
players.
futsal.
They do play some nice futsal, and they're getting better with every game. But it wasn't the same for the Regent House Juniors. Unfortunately, they got smashed, to be honest, didn't they? 6-1. Paddy Wilkin, the 2 goals latching onto loose balls. They were strong, they were very strong. From the start, I know we're never going to lose that game. Although, special note to the 1 goal with Regent Juniors, Michael Jones, a weldy, can only be described as a long ball and a backwards Emerson Boyce. Have anyone seen Emerson's Boyce goal on the weekend? I urge you to watch it on YouTube. It was very, very similar to that.
And if any of you know Barney, you know that he uses the phrase worldie, not lightly.
I do not use the phrase worldly lightly. It was the goal of the day, I do have to say. It was a very impressive finish. And Real Madrid, they turned up, and maybe it would be better if they didn't turn up, unfortunately, because it was a very crushing defeat. But credit to them, they played well. I know 11-0 sounds bad, but they did play well.
I thought they played some good stuff, but defensively they were exposed time and time again.
But I think it might have something to do with the fact that they ran the houses game every time. I think it might be something to do with a new team, so it will take time.
Possibly.
And the fact that Ali May,
7 assists and 3 goals.
7 assists and 3 goals, he was ridiculous. I mean, Max Harrison to Saturday did get 6 goals, let's be honest, that's a good tally. Ali Mayo he really was something else. And there was one goal noticeably, he took it down a couple of kick-ups, flicked over a player, left foot volley, top right corner. I mean, it wasn't quite as good as the Emerson Boyce-esque finish, but it was...
Sounds like you got a bit of a man crush, bro.
Well, come on now, you know, I like to see players perform. Same with John Barrow, you know, I think he's a very good player. It's not a man crush. It's not. And we ended up the final game I'm going to talk about because it was my favourite game of the day, the leftovers versus Average Joes. Another Average Joes comeback, although it wasn't them that did the comeback. It was leftovers, a 4-4 draw.
Extremely good game. And a last-minute penalty decision as well.
Which was a fair decision. Josh Sipley was very, very angry at the decision, but I think should he review it, which is not possible.
I think it's fair to say that the striker may have gone down a little bit easy,
I'm
but the fact
disagreeing.
remains that there was a push with his hands up in the back.
Exactly, and that's why I'm disagreeing, because it was literally it was hands on. You can't do that. You don't get away with hands on. Like, it doesn't matter.
Last kick of the game, the keeper should have known better.
Well, exactly, it was silly. Like, I think it was the excitement of the fact they got from 3-1 down to 4-3 up that quickly. It just took over. Just took over. But yeah, that's the week. My team of the week for this week. Oh God, there's one game we haven't actually covered yet because I just realised the name. It was Stour and Ederest.
Yeah, we lost 2-1. The goalie, the dyslexic, was incredible. Pulling save for Eddie. My notable save for him being the chip. He managed to dive backwards and tip it over for a kick in. It was incredible.
That's why he's made my team of the week, along with Josh Thornton, Ali Mayo, Max Harrington and Josh Sibley. The tireless display in that 4-4 draw. That's been Div 3.
Okay, well, thanks for that short recap. Now we go live to Cam for the Div 4 results.
Alright, today Div 4 went a bit crazy with only 5 games, yet 53 goals. One of the games was cancelled, which was Deportivo lack of fitness against the Beach Boys, giving me plenty of notice that the game was cancelled. First off, though, it was B Team against the Panthers. Very close game, although B Team were always in charge, scoring 7 against Panthers 4, 5 of them coming from John Watts. Solid performance from the man up front. The second game was FC20 against LSD Eindhoven. Although only being 2-1 at half time, FC20 ran away with it in second half, winning 10-1. Unbelievable, really. I don't know how it happened. Me getting a hat-trick and a solid captain's performance from Craig Graham. Next was probably the closest game this week, Stade Ench against Inter Milan. They really should have won. I thought it was a much closer game than it seemed. It finished 6-3, but Callum Fowler for Stade Ench he outshone the rest of the team, to be honest, taking charge, and it's a shame they couldn't get the point. Next was Fitzroy after their clean sheet last week. Another solid performance, 7-1 against Bulls of Steel.
Porison.
Was that?
Bulls of Steel, Porison, same.
Oh, right, yeah. They didn't turn up at all, to be honest, not being rude.
So I'm a secret follower of Fitzroy because they're a team of geologists. I did watch quite a lot of the game, and I have to say Fitzroy looking they're very, considering they're a brand new team, they look very structured. I think in addition of Johnny Mahoney at the back, he plays.
He's solid.
See, before that, their defence was a bit rocky.
No, because they had him last week as well. No, that's a good one. You know what? I should have more on the ball with that one. It's a very good one. Fair play. No, I was impressed with his performance in general the last 2 weeks, as well as the way I think they got the perfect start with Bridges finish.
Cheers, Barn. We've actually done your division. But,
I was just talking tactics and positioning.
No, it's true though. You can tell he's a footballer. You can tell he never loses the ball, and he actually got a goal this week as well. Moving on though. Last game was 2 goals, 1 cup against Real Sociedad. Sociedad is struggling. Last week they got quite heavily defeated, and again this week it was 11-3 to 2 goals, 1 cup. Lee Thrush getting 4 goals again, which boosted him right up. He's joint top now with John Watts, 6 goals this season. And an unfortunate own goal. It was really appalling, taking them up to 11. So that takes top of the season's FC20. Fitzroy joint points on 6 as well, and then 2 goals, 1 cup in 3rd place. That's
okay.
it for Div 4.
Thank you very much, Cam. Now we're going to go live to James Gilbert to try and find out the results from Div 5. Thank you very much, League Managers.
Hi Nathan. The first game of the day saw an enthralling encounter between Stefan Freund and FCFC. Both teams seemed up for this one at the start, but FCFC seemed to take charge. The score could have been higher if it wasn't for a poor day of finishing for FCFC. FCFC are now second in the table, with Stefan Freund now bottom. The shock of the day perhaps came from quantitative pleasing. Going against top of the league Chunky Lovers after a defeat to Lowell last week, I expected more from Chunky Lovers. James Ellaby continued his scoring form and helped Quantitative ease to a 4-0 win, pushing them to 4th in the table and Chunky Lovers dropping to 6th. The next game saw a close encounter between Globo Gym and MBT FC. Both teams played well, but Globo Gym just got the win, pushing Globo Gym up to 8th place and MBT FC at 11th. Danny Dyer's Chocolate Homunculus beat Business Balls 3-1, a result that will please Danny Dyer captain Matt Hoggings. Both teams have won one and lost one game each, but Danny Dyer's superior goal difference puts them ahead at 5th to Business Balls in 7th. The 5 o'clock kick-off was a very close game between the Balotelli Fun Squad and Four Guys and a Tranny. Balotelli led 1-0 at the break after a beautiful ball across pitch from Sean Hobbs floated onto Alex Rowe's head and into the top corner. The game stayed close with both teams taking it in turns to score next, but despite a fantastic hat-trick from Alex Rowe, Four Guys and the Tranny won the game 4-3. Balotelli Fun Squad captain James Gilbert said in a post-match interview with assistant Tom Stanton that he was pleased with the performance, but he was looking towards the next game and hopefully getting a win. Balotelli currently sit 9th in the table, with Four Guys and a Tranny sitting in a healthy 3rd place. The final game was between Tal Ben Naim and Lowell. Lowell currently sit top of the league with 2 wins out of 2, after comfortably winning 5-1. Tal Ben Naim shown good sportsmanship, however, simply laughing at themselves for scoring a comical own goal. Tal Ben Naim are currently 10th in the league. SCFC is still my team to watch, but after their shooting display, perhaps need to sharpen up before playing Danny Dyer's Chocolate Homunculus, who have an established keeper in Ian Hobby. Player of the week goes to Alex Rowe after an incredible hat-trick for the Balotelli Fun Squad, with obviously no bias in that decision at all. My team of the week award goes to Tal Ben Naim after laughing off their own goal. Of course, there is competitiveness involved in the league, but it's good to see people just having a laugh and not worrying about it. That's all your Div 5 action this week, and I hope we bring even more excitement next week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Gilbert. Div 1 and 2 have no fixtures this week due to hall bookings. They'll be made up later in the year with double fixtures. Div 3, 4 and 5 have fixtures as per normal. As well as that, we have National League running on Sunday. It'll be really good to get as many people down to support the team as possible. We've got a really tough fixture against Reading. For those that don't know, National League is the futsal equivalent of the Premiership and Championship in football, so it's the proper professional league, and we're in the 2nd division, so the equivalent of the Championship. An incredible feat, so it'll be good to get a result on Sunday. As well as that, we'll be having a meeting on Monday regarding tour. Anyone who's thinking about tour, heard a bit about tour, come along.